in-school literacy practices at New Hope Elementary School. Observations. Upon entering Mrs. Cheek's second grade class of champions, the first thing I noticed, aside from the energized movement of the teacher and students, was the abundance of wall art. This included posters, the students' work, the class schedule, a featured author of the month, and the classroom rules. Common objects around the room were also labeled in both English and Spanish. Next, I cited books everywhere. The classroom library consisted of over 300 books ranging from fiction, biography and autobiography, reference books, chapter books, fairy tales, mysteries, fantasy, and sports books. The room comprised of a cozy reading area in the back left of the classroom and a library along the wall. These areas encourage reading and for children to listen to stories on cassette tape. The texts were easily accessible and arranged by genre, reading level, and author. From my initial observations, I immediately perceived the classroom placed an emphasis on literacy, language, and reading. With the morning routine already established, the students know they are expected to turn in their folders and place homework in the homework basket upon arriving in the classroom. Until further instruction, the children start their morning work, which is any activity including a daily 5 reading or writing worksheet or independent reading. During this time, there are also morning announcements and the children say the Pledge of Allegiance and sing the national anthem. Ms. Cheek has established a daily routine for her students so that the children always know what to do and are prepared for the day. To be a successful literacy learner in this classroom, the students are to actively engage themselves in the literacy practices and take responsibility in using the materials and tools provided in the classroom. Participation. While literacy is an aspect of the entire school day, Ms. Cheek devotes the morning specifically to literacy instruction each day. From about 8:15 to 9:45 a.m., Mrs. Cheek engages her students in reading and writing activities, including read-alouds, silent reading. The arrangement of the classroom facilitates teacher and student movement. The table groups are spread out around the carpet and board where lessons are held. The group desks allow the children to collaborate and work together. This promotes peer-to-peer interaction and literacy throughout the day. The common floor space in the middle of the room encourages the classroom community and allows the students to gather in one area. It is expected for students to raise their hands while having group discussions at the carpet or while sitting at their desk. However, at other times, the students are expected to call out answers during Mrs. Cheek's lessons when she prompts the students to freely respond to her questions and turn and talk to other students. Analysis. The role of Mrs. Cheek's champion students is to actively engage themselves in the literacy practices of the classroom. While Mrs. Cheek facilitates activities and encourages participation, the students are responsible for taking initiative and making the most of literacy events. The class is set up so that students feel accepted and included. Participation in literacy activities is expected of all the students regardless of proficiency level. With this energetic engagement, the students in Mrs. Cheek's class made huge strides over the first quarter and developed a wonderful community in the classroom with their teacher and each other. From my analysis, I will use these insights in my classroom as a teacher. Fluency in the literacy practices in a classroom is attainable for all students. When a classroom routine is established and children utilize the provided and appropriate materials, a rich community is created between the teacher and her students and amongst the children themselves. In this way, a comprehensive literacy system occurs in the classroom. Out-of-school literacy practices. Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii. Observations. I was interested in the Wii because I was unfamiliar with the gaming community and I wanted to learn about the oral, written, and reading components of the discipline. First, in order to play the various games, you need access to a Wii, which is a home video game console. The other essential materials include the Wii game, a Wii remote, a nunchuck. The Wii remote is held with the right hand and has 2 buttons, the A button and the B button. The A button is used to jump, speak and read, and for grabbing objects. The B button is used to throw star bits. By shaking the remote, the characters will also spin. The nunchuck is held with the left hand and you move in the games by shifting the control stick. It has two buttons, the C button and the Z button. The C button is used to reset the camera and the Z button is used to crouch down. To play the Wii, you point the Wii remote at the television screen. I chose the game Super Mario Galaxy for my community participation because Mario is a timeless character in the gaming society. Because Mushroom Kingdom, the setting of Mario's adventures, has been invaded by Bowser, Mario's antagonist, Mario must rescue Princess Peach, the heir of Mushroom Kingdom, who has been captured and sent into space by Bowser. Rosalina, another central character in the plot, is the Watcher of the Stars, and she uses the Comet Observatory to travel across the universe. By collecting the stars stolen and scattered by Bowser throughout the galaxies, Mario can restore power to the Comet Observatory, which will transform into a comet and fly Mario to the center of the universe where Bowser is holding Princess Peach. An interesting aspect of Super Mario Galaxy is that the characters do not speak. All the language and interaction between the characters are read from word bubble boxes. This requires participants to read the boxes in order to acquire the instructions from the characters. Thus, children can begin to make sense of the literacy around them as they connect icons and symbols with meaning. At the beginning of Super Mario Galaxy, the plot introduction is provided for the players. It reads, "Every 100 years, a comet appears in the skies above Mushroom Kingdom." The comet was so large one year it filled the skies and sent countless shooting stars raining down. It should have been a very happy time for the citizens of Mushroom Kingdom. ... However, we later learned that Bowser was on this comet and he brought destruction to the Mushroom Kingdom and captured Princess Peach. Princess Peach then writes, "Dear Mario, I'm in a faraway place, but I'm all right because you're coming to rescue me. P.S. I hope this gift will come in handy." Having been called to rescue Princess Peach, Mario goes off to fulfill his mission. Participation. To participate in Mario, the player needs to know certain vocabulary. This includes power stars, stars that are collected by completing galaxies or beating enemies. With enough power stars, new galaxies are unlocked and provide more power to the Comet Observatory. There are a total of 120 power stars, which must be all collected by Mario so that he can fly to Princess Peach. Grand stars. Stars required to power up the Comet Observatory. The Comet Observatory. Mario uses Rosalina's Comet Observatory as a launch pad to access all the galaxies in the universe. Galaxy. There are 42 galaxies in the game, and the more power stars that are collected, the more galaxies that become available to the player. Starbits. Starbits are twinkling pieces located everywhere in the game, and they are released by defeating enemies. Starbits can stun enemies and provide extra lives. In the beginning, participating and succeeding in the Mario game was very challenging. I died fairly often and had to start over at the beginning of different galaxies. However, after lots of practice, I began to learn the strategies and moves and become accustomed to the Wii remote. This is the first power star I earned in the game. Here I am awarded with another power star from a toad. I earned this star from following the directions and reading and comprehending the instructions of Rosalina. Analysis. Super Mario Galaxy is a fun and engaging literacy for participants of all ages. Because Super Mario Galaxy is a technological literacy, players engage with the visual animations to construct understanding. From the game, children can learn that literacy is used in various settings. Wii games require skill and expertise, which is acquired through lots of practice and studying of the plot of the game. As I continued to participate in the practice, I learned new strategic moves and improved my performance. Super Mario Galaxy is encouraging and congratulatory as you make progress throughout the galaxies and collecting stars. The game also builds esteem as players view themselves as readers and participators of the particular literacy activity. There are a vast array of literacy components in the gaming world, and my investigation of Super Mario Galaxy introduced me to a new literacy practice outside the classroom and allowed me to expand my conception of literacy learning. Engaging in the Wii was a challenging yet fun experience, and I have a new appreciation for the gaming world because of the patience, strategic moves, skills, and persistent practice that the games require.